today's video, we're going to try to keep it short, sweet, to the point. Essentially, what we're doing is we're using various lead sources to find deals, because the focus, again, is just how do we find a deal in the system. Doesn't necessarily mean that that person is going to accept an offer, but just kind of like quick comping. What can we do? Does this look like a deal to us or not? MLS is great. So for those of you that have MLS access, right? I know a lot of people disagree about MLS. My personal take, it's the number one spot where people are clearly selling houses, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're selling houses. Okay, great. So one quick way, let's just go to look at the new listings that came out today. All right. Does it look like a deal? Nope. Looks pretty clean. Looks renovated. This could be grandma's house. Let's look at the tax year. As long as it's not like a newly built house, I think we might. Yeah, 15 years, just outside of that 15-year mark. Too small, 782, 1129, 1915. All right, what do you look like? If might be a knockdown. Is that the wall outside? Okay, so we can kind of budget for a full rehab on this one. Let's see what the listing says. Days on market 0. So this one just came out. Again, this new listings, right? Makes sense. Scott Morris. Worked with him before. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. You know what? Moving on. Ideally, we're trying to find something with 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms that need some work. 2012 build. 1962 build. What do we look like? Reedsville. Renovated. Great work. Yeah, it looks clean. Could be updated. It's in Lexington. Looks like it comes with a lot of land. Wonder if it's actually. Oh yeah, it's a house. It looks like a house. Just want to make sure it wasn't manufactured. Single family residential rural. Okay, so this might be a target. Cool. Next, renovated. So move on. Kernersville, 1990. Go back to these pictures. Clean. Cool, nice size house. All right, let's see what they're asking for. So part of that is just realizing how to save your own time and energy, right? So even if we successfully got it to a price, let's say 70 or 80% of ARV, and they flipped it, there's still not going to be a huge market that they're going to flip that to. So we're just trying to stay super focused on like where your average family, like, and your average family is not paying $500,000 for a house in North Carolina. In New York, sure. I did do a deal out in Blues Creek before, but this is probably as good as it gets out there. So moving on. Maybe you could update the kitchen, right? This looks like it needs some light cosmetics. Literally, this is the definition. Maybe somehow, some way we make the outside look better. Get rid of this asbestos siding. Maybe not. Probably an 80s build. Let's say, 50s build. Okay, cool. Let's tag her it. Next. That's a townhome. Sure, let's see what it looks like on the inside. No pictures of the inside. We do have pictures of the inside. All right, cool. It's also another light rehab job, but tag it. Emerson Greensboro. Just looking at the new listings, we've got 5. All right. So I'm actually going to narrow this down. Goodness gracious. Let's get rid of this. Let's narrow that down again. Narrow it down to 4. So this looks all right. So these are workable. This one almost didn't make the cutoff, but it did. All right, so the focus again is how do you find deals on here, right? So one way, so I'm gonna duplicate this using MLS. One way is literally what I did. When you come into your homepage, you can look at the market watch, new listings. You can skim through there, price decrease. This might be another good one worth my time. Let's see days on market. Let's insert days on market. DOM. Days on market. Now this tab is about price decrease. Great. So not only do most of these, a lot of these are going to have high days on market, but there's a price decrease too. So we get rid of all these outrageous ones, right? Like I'll keep that because we might be able to get it at a price that makes sense. But anything over like 350, we can get rid of. All right. So literally, again, you probably won't see me comp these. I'll probably do another video and come back to this, but I'm just teaching you how to use the MLS to find leads essentially, and like how to save your time. So instead of going through this whole list of whatever it was, like 50 or whatever, or 30, I just took off 14 just by like realizing what my investors, what they buy, who their target audience is, right? So I'm just shortening these lists. Like I took that other one that was 28 and I dropped it to 4. So just making sure my time is well spent. So now I've got 20 good opportunities in just a few minutes. Okay, time is our most valuable resource. We could spend all day looking at houses that we have no business looking at. Okay, we don't get paid to look at houses, we get paid to buy and sell houses. So keep that in mind. All right, so duplicate this. Great. So I'm going to come back to these 20. Again, the focus of this video is how to use the MLS to find deals. So now, instead of going into the market tab, I'm going to do my own, I'm going to create my own list. All right. All I want to see are houses that are pending a backup offer, meaning they're under contract. There's some reason, there's some hint that things may not go well for closing. And the list agent has decided, instead of putting in a due diligence status or pending status, is pending a backup offer. So there's an opportunity for us to come in, even if we don't necessarily secure the deal immediately. We have the opportunity to position ourselves as a strong alternative buyer. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So as far as what's been on the market, we're going to look at stuff that's been on market for at least 3 months and 3 to 5 months. Okay. I'm going to also look at, want to see 3+ bedrooms. I'll say 3 to 4 bedrooms. I don't want to shut myself short. So we'll say 3 to 5 bedrooms, not 35 bedrooms. My bad, your fault. All right, let's look at least 2 bathrooms. Let's see how many results we got so far. So if you click on this results tab, across the triad, we have 654 that meet that criteria. Great. So let's continue to work this down, right? So 325 minus, that means it's only going to show stuff that's listed to $325,000 or less. We just went from 650 to 212. So you keep working this list, making it getting your shot group tighter. All right. What else we want to look at? Let's look at the years. So to be honest, most of my people, some of your investors might be different. A lot of investors are different, but overall, I know if I secure something that's a 1970s build or sooner, we won't have no issues most of the time. A lot of them want newer houses, but they're buying stuff that's not too old. All right, so let's say 1970s and newer. Let's see what that did for us. That took us from 212 to 148. I'm gonna keep whittling this down a little bit. Only want to see houses and townhomes. I'll do houses and townhomes. Never had much luck with condominiums. That's just me. Maybe you have somebody that's like, hey, I'm buying condos. Time now. Great. Go ahead and work that in for them. Okay, so how are some ways I can make this smaller, right? This target list smaller. We're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up and finish showing you how we use the MLS to find leads. So we already looked at using the hot sheets, whether that's new listings. And then also we looked at price deductions, right? Properties that had a recent price reduction. And we said we chopped those lists down. So before we even started going through leads, we just got rid of leads that didn't even make sense for us to look at. So we're going to finish up doing that. So boom, back here. All right, great. So far we're down to, I really want to get this down to 145. I mean, it's at 145, like less than 100, maybe less than 50. But you know what? At this point, 145, that's not a lot, right? So, oh, I know exactly what to do. Let's go down to the year build, right? So we already said 1970 or newer, but we also don't want to look at brand new properties because there's probably not going to be a lot of room there for negotiation. So anything within 15 years, I would say, is a new build. But let's just play it safe with all everything. We'll look at houses up to 2010. So that took us from 145 to 72. All right, so half of those houses gone. All right, I can work with this. Now what I'm going to do is a visual inspection. We're going to click on our houses. I'm going to go straight to the photos. Boom, keep it, put a check mark on it. Let's go, keep going, right? So that's what we're doing all at this point. We're looking at the pictures. As long as it's not renovated, we'll look at it. It's not renovated, but it's super clean. And sometimes, well, let's see, depending on the listing, right? It's on for 107 days. So again, this list we're targeting is long days on market. So maybe they'd be reasonable. Like they wanted X amount of money for a while. They didn't get it. They started at 374. They're almost 100K down. So we'll comp this out, do another video on that again. Again, the focus for this video is identifying leads, not comping them, not sending an offer, just finding properties that make sense for us to even do that math on, and then to start that conversation. Going back, I'm going to check the ones that I want to keep, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that for all 72 of these. And the ones that pass the visual test we'll keep, and the ones that are brand new or look brand new we'll get rid of. And hopefully that whittles us down some more. And then I'll say when I'm done with this, I anticipate about a third of these being taken off the list. I'll have the 20 from these previous two tabs, plus say 50, and then I will engage that list and start sending offers, making calls, quickly comping them, not getting down and dirty on the numbers, just getting a rough idea of where we'll be at ARV wise, and does it even make sense? Like, hey, we're probably going to be around this number. So I'm just going to keep doing this part. And that's it, y'all. Like, this is it. Just keep repeating the process. Like, the kitchen is renovated minus not having a backsplash. This countertop and this counter, so we'll probably redo the countertops in the kitchen because these don't go together. And maybe if they were both this color, then it would fit with this, right? But this matches the outside of the house, as you can see here. So just not sure what happened there. No big deal. Still a beautiful home, clean. You know, this is what we're looking for a lot. This is what you call a light rehab. It's mostly cosmetic, right? There's nothing you can see in these pictures like you have to fix. It's more of like, each room is a different color. You got the grandma wallpaper. Shout out to the grandmas in the world. Where would we be without them? But yeah, she's gonna stay on the list. So, all right, I'm gonna finish this out. I don't think this video needs to go on any further. You know where to find them. And the next video we're going to do is targeting leads on Investor Lift, which some of you know about. Essentially a wholesale site, seeing if there's anything on there that makes sense for us. All right. Okay. Appreciate your time. Snows out.